Do you dream of living life on your own terms? Imagine waking up without an alarm clock, buying what you want without worrying about the price tag, traveling to your dream destinations every year. It all starts with one major milestone, saving $100,000. And once you hit that, everything changes. Your net worth starts to grow exponentially, and the journey to financial freedom speeds up. And trust me, I've lived it. I went from having just a few thousand to hitting $1 million, and that first $100,000 was a game changer. Earning and growing money became so much easier. Stick around and I'll explain exactly why reaching 100K is the turning point. Plus, I'll share 3 essential strategies to help you get there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment just below. I always answer all of you guys. So make sure to watch until the end and you won't want to miss it. First of all, when you reach 100K, achieving the next goals becomes faster. I was in Iceland a few weeks ago and I climbed a very tall mountain, covered in snow, and started thinking, if I push a little ball from up here, how big do you think it will be when it reaches the bottom? If I push a 4-inch ball that has 10 centimeters and it starts rolling, let's imagine that by the time it reaches the bottom, it will be about 3,281 feet. That's about 100,000 centimeters. And here's the point. How many feet do you think it will have at exactly halfway down the mountain? Pause the video and drop your answers in the comments, and I'll wait. Well, it will be about 33 feet, just 1,000 centimeters. So it starts at 4 inches, it reaches 33 feet halfway down, and it ends with 3,281 feet at the bottom. In other words, in the first half of the journey, it grew by about 33 feet, but in the second half, it grew by 3,248 feet. The halfway point isn't exactly halfway, but it's what we think it is. Now imagine this. I'll give you another example to make it even clearer. I can sprint about 100 meters or roughly 100 meters at a speed of around 24.6 kilometers per hour. That is 15.3 miles per hour. It's a decent pace. But let's talk about the fastest man on the earth for a second. Usain Bolt, in his prime, could blaze through that same 100 meters at a staggering top speed of around 44.7 kilometers per hour or 27.8 miles per hour. And it's incredible, right? Here's a question for you. What's faster? Covering the first 48.3 meters or the last 48.3 meters of that sprint? The answer is the last 48.3 meters. And here's why. It comes down to the phases of a sprint. The acceleration phase, this is when you're building up speed starting from zero. It takes time and effort to push forward. Then the maximum speed phase, so now you are at full throttle, reaching your peak velocity. And then the deceleration phase. This is the unavoidable slowing down after you've hit your top speed. Now let's break down the details of these phases for a typical 100 meters sprint. It takes 4.92 seconds to accelerate, 4.19 seconds to maintain top speed, and just 0.47 seconds to decelerate. During the acceleration phase, you cover 43.5 meters, and at maximum speed, you cover 51.5 meters. And deceleration accounts for the last 4.8 meters. Here's the fascinating part. More than half of the sprint is spent just accelerating to reach top speed. It's a lot of work up front for a relatively short time at peak performance. Think about this in terms of building wealth. People often think that reaching a financial milestone like $1 million is a straight path, but in reality, it works much more like the sprint we just described. And using an example with investments, if you start with a modest $500 a month contribution and achieve a 10% annual return, it will take 10 years to reach your first 100K, 5 more years to double that to 200K, and 3.4 additional years just to get to 300K, 2.5 years to reach 400K, and 2.1 more years to reach 500K, 1.6 more years to reach 600K, then 1.2 years to reach 700K, and only 1 more year to reach 800K, then 0.9 years to reach 900K, and 1 more year to reach $1 million. And so on, speeding up as your wealth compounds until you reach that first million. So remember, the journey may feel slow in the beginning, but patience and persistence lead to acceleration over time. Second thing, when you reach $100,000, investing becomes a habit. When I first started going to the gym, it wasn't easy at all. In the very first week, I practically dragged myself there, forcing myself mentally to get through each workout. In the second week, the motivation still wasn't there. My brain created a lot of problems to not let me go to the gym. It made me sick, sore throat, I swear. But in the third week, I began noticing a change. I had more energy, and going to the gym felt like a necessary part of my day. By then, in the fourth week, something clicked. If I missed a session, I actually felt like something was missing. Going to the gym became second nature. The truth is, the same thing happens when you start investing. Once you see your wealth growing and those dividends rolling in, you won't want to stop. It becomes a part of who you are. And there's science behind this. It's called the cycle of habit formation. Here's how it works. The first step is trigger. So something prompts you to make a change. The second one is routine. You establish a new habit. And at least reward. You experience the benefits reinforcing the habit. Think about getting in shape. Trigger, you realize your health isn't where you should be. Routine, you start working out regularly, and reward, you feel better, sleep better, and start to see physical improvements. So habit formed. Now apply this to your finances. Trigger, you recognize that your financial situation needs improvement. Then you have the routine, so you begin investing, and later the reward. So now you start earning dividends, your wealth grows, and you feel more secure. Just like with fitness, once you experience the benefits of investing, you'll be motivated to keep going. Your habit will be firmly established, and the journey to financial freedom will become not just easier, but something you actually look forward to. And last but not least, life gets easier when you reach 100K. Because around the year 2006, I was a surfer. I remember there was a part of the sea we called the break-in zone. It was the most feared area by all surfers. The break zone is that line along the shore where waves crash with relentless energy. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and exhausting if you're caught in it. But here's the thing, chances are you're not even in the break zone yet. Most likely, you are in what's called the spray zone. Let's break down these zones to understand what's happening. The spray zone is here. There's barely any action. No surface waves, no rolling force. It's like being stuck in a place where there's movement all around you, but you're not catching anything substantial. Then you have the inner break zone. The waves start to form here, slowly transforming in shape. The front part starts to resemble a tube, but it's still tough to ride through. It's unpredictable and tiring. Then you have the outer break zone. This is where waves undergo rapid and powerful transformations. It's chaotic, but if you know what you're doing, it's also where the best surfing happens. And then the swell zone. The swell zone is beyond the chaos, where the ocean is calm and you can see the waves coming from a distance. And here's the point. Most surfers give up before they ever make it past the spray or the inner break zone. They never venture far enough to ride the best waves in the outer break zone or reach the calm of the swell. And the same thing happens in finance. The financial break zone is around 100K. Until you reach that, your financial life feels like you're trapped in constant turbulence. The waves of expenses, debt, and stress keep crashing into you. But once you break through that line, everything changes. Your money starts to work for you, transforming rapidly, and you begin to think different about wealth. But it's not just about the money. It's about the confidence that comes with mastering your financial waves. You stop being an amateur surfer, someone just hoping to stay afloat, and become someone who knows how to catch and ride waves skillfully. Think about it like being an entrepreneur. Before selling your first 1,000 products, you're anxious, questioning if it will even work. But once you've sold 1,000, you have the proof and confidence that you can do it again. And that assurance changes your entire approach. When you stop worrying so much about whether you succeed, you feel less pressure. You make clearer decisions, you understand how to grow your wealth, and you know exactly what it takes to ride those financial waves. You've left the turbulence behind and reached the zone where you build lasting success with confidence. So, how to save your first 100K? Let me share 3 crucial tips that can change the way you think about money and help you reach financial freedom faster. Tip number 1. Don't just save on 100K. There's a huge difference between saving and investing. Here's what I mean. If you save $200 every month, it will take you a whopping 500 months to reach 100K. There's more than 40 years. But if you invest that same $200 every month and earn a modest return of 0.8% per month, around 10% per year, you can reach 100K in just 202 months, or roughly 17 years. The power of investing is undeniable. Don't let your money sit idle when it could be working for you. Tip number 2, attention to the hidden costs. Many expenses in life comes with more than just the price tag. We often underestimate the true cost of what we buy. Let's break it down with some common examples. Cars. It's not just about the sticker price. You have to factor in registration fees, insurance, gas, maintenance, and those unexpected repairs that can add up quickly. Apartments, so whether you're renting or buying, there's more to pay than just the rent or mortgage. Think about property taxes, HOA fees, maintenance, and the cost of furnishing your place. Then you have the vacations, because the flight may seem affordable, but don't forget about travel insurance, rental cars, exchange fees, and those spur-of-the-moment excursions you want to take. You have the dining out. For example, that meal might look inexpensive on the menu, but once you add drinks, dessert, tips, and taxes, you can be in for a surprise. The key takeaway here is always look beyond the initial expense and account for the full cost. This way, you avoid those financial surprises and make smarter decisions with your money. Tip number 3, to harvest more fruits, you need to plant more seeds. So investing isn't just about getting compound interest to work in your favor. It's about planting more seeds consistently. As Ecclesiastes 11:6 wisely says, sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle, for you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well. Let's break down the impact of consistent investing. If you invest $500 every month with a 10% annual return, in the first year, your portfolio will consist of 95% contributions and only 5% interest. By the 5th year, it shifts to 78% contributions and 22% interest. By the 9th year, it's 59% contributions and 41% interest. And by the 13th year, it balances out at 51% contributions and 49% interest. The takeaway here is that the earlier and more consistently you invest, the faster you experience the benefits of compound growth. But consistency is more important in the beginning. That's why you can't stop contributing And for that, you need to make money, always more money. That's where the logic of planting more seeds comes in. You will need to do more work at the beginning, plant more, or sell more, or do more to grow more money. The fruits of your labor multiply and your money starts working for you as hard as you've worked for it. So keep planting seeds, stay invested, and watch your financial garden flourish over time. Well, that's it, cousins. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you can benefit from the knowledge I left here. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment. I will respond to everyone, so see you soon.